Get ready to be amazed. Get ready to know things that nobody could know. Get ready for Transformational Tuesday with America's original radio psychic, Dr. Linda Salvin, featuring television star, naturopath, and educator Sharon Winters, creator of Healthy Living the Winters Way, in conversation with expert guests and alternative healing methods with products, solutions, and supplements for nutrition, physical activity, and the latest thinking on lowering the risks of disease and improving your health and well-being. For nearly 30 years as a syndicated talk show host and metaphysical clinician, Dr. Linda has helped thousands of people worldwide solve problems on the air and in person with her insights and solutions. So pull up a chair, turn it up, and get ready for a visit with the one and only Dr. Linda. And now, live from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Linda Salvin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next segment of Dr. Linda Salvin's Transformational Tuesday with my co-host, Sharon Winters, who I'll bring on momentarily. Today, we're going to be talking about gut health and gut health restoration and what happens in the gut. This is a health and wellness and holistic preventative medicine type of show where we help you achieve the ultimate body, mind, and soul, because it's all working together. The guest we have today, her name is Carolina Teasdale. You're going to understand more about the gut restoration, clearing your body of toxicity, how to finally say goodbye to the fatigue and the bloating and maybe hormonal imbalances and all the things that we go through, male or female, and how our bodies change because of what we eat, what we breathe, where we're ingesting water, the environment, everything affects us. So we want to detox. And 98% of all disease starts in the gut. So we're going to learn today some of the amazing products and techniques you can do to kind of biohack your own life-changing experiences. Let's bring on Sharon and say hi. Sharon's a very well-known, famous. Hello, Sharon.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you're listening, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Sharon's a very famous naturopath and author, and I've got her book here, which you've got to get, which is called The Pure Cure. And
what chapter are you up to?
0. I haven't had time, as you know, but it's phenomenal. I do go through it with regards to water or food or any of the environmental issues. I mean, we could go chapter and be busy for a year, but we have some amazing guests coming on in the next couple of weeks regarding water, regarding vaccines, regarding toxicity, whatever. But today we're focusing on gut health and how to restore the gut. Sharon, how did you get interested in gut health? Because you got me on that bandwagon 3-4 years ago.
You know, I've been involved in a long time. I've studied Chinese medicine for 35 years. And Chinese medicine, they don't have systems. They have elements. They have earth, water, fire, metal, wood.
So do they use the body like they do Feng Shui?
Well,
is it almost the same?
Let me complete. It compares to ours immune, circulatory, endocrine, digestion, and respiratory system. So our circulatory system is their water. Our hormonal and endocrine system is their fire. They believe that when a woman's fire goes out is when she starts to age. But our digestive system is their earth. Everything revolves around the earth. So I've been looking at the gut for over 35 years, and there wasn't a lot of information, and now the information is just pouring out because of the gut-brain connection.
So we talk about gut, we're talking upper and lower digestive systems. We're talking about the pancreas. We're talking about kidneys, liver. We're talking about intestines, stomach, the whole process of ingesting all the way through digesting and elimination, correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
Not everybody understands that. They think it's a little pocket at the bottom of the stomach.
You know, it's interesting because when we're conceived, the strands, that there are 3 strands of DNA. The first strand is the ligaments, tendons, muscles. The next is the eyes. And then the third strand of DNA is the brain and the gut. They're together. So you know, everything revolves around the gut. The Chinese knew that 5,000 years ago.
Is that why they say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach?
I'm not sure on that one. don't know.
Okay, just had to
The
throw a little curveball.
only thing I like to make these days are reservations. So
Yeah, and I had a great one with my dad. I took him out to dinner, 94 years old Sunday.
bless
So I went to celebrate. Yeah.
God
Yeah, I
bless
know you've lost your father and your brother to cancers and other diseases, which you also had cancer a few times and you've healed yourself naturally.
I lost both my brother and my father to heart disease. It runs in my family. I have that
Me too. That gene.
MTRR.
It's called the motherfucker gene. Go on.
No, that's the MTHFR.
They're both cardiovascular. Go on.
Is a little bit different, but it's your heart. But we work with epigenetics, so just because you're predisposed to getting something doesn't mean that your DNA is a gun. What pulls the trigger is the environment, and by environment, it's everything we're putting in, on, and around our bodies. And that's why I wrote the book, because I'm revising it right now because
You're updating. There's more.
Yeah, there's so
especially glyphosates, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about that with Carolina in just a moment. But as far as, let's go back to the epigenetics, because I want the audience, because later on they'll download or upload or whatever on all the different platforms. It'll sit there. And I want people to know we have options to help people. They can contact you off the air. They can contact me off the air. But if somebody wanted to understand their DNA profile, which you and I belong or represent a company that offers genetic testing of 18 genes, and you find out what you inherited from one or both sides of the family, or that you were born with, and what your hotspots might be, then there's a product to eliminate people from buying 18 or 25 different bottles of something at the market to try to figure out what their body needs. People, you can get a customized, clinically dosed nutritional product in one jar or canister per month that feeds your body correctly. Right. So if you want to learn, listen to Sharon or contact Sharon off the air, and she'll sign you up, explain everything to you. Or same with me. What were you going to say?
So many people are taking, I have people that come to see me and they have boxes of nutrients. And just because something is good doesn't mean it's good for your body. Somebody's medicine is somebody else's poison. The thing I like about the DNA nutrition program is that once they find out, whether you inherit it from one parent or both.
It's clinically dosed per body. It's not one size fits all.
Right. They send it over to a nutritional lab, and based on your results, they put together a nutritional formula based on your DNA. That's profound.
That's magic, because nobody does that where you get the nutrients. But I want to segue, because the show, even though when we started this a few years ago with this program, which I can testify that my blood panels have improved in the last few years, whether it's cholesterol, hormones, TSH, T3, T4, thyroid, everything has balanced even more. My A1C is like 5.02 or something. I'm healthier. There's still some lipids, but it's come down. And I know it's from taking this that's catered to my body. But in the interim, Sharon, who loves to knock on doors and say, you got to try this, found another product. And I said, now what? So we've been taking this product for 90 days, and all of a sudden there's clarity, and all of a sudden there's a detox. All of a sudden there's a craving for more of these products. But it's not just the products, it's the healing, it's the detox. It takes this in conjunction with the other to yet another level. And folks, that's what we're going to be talking about now to help you finally balance your life and balance your hormones and find your harmony and peace within, because it is mind, body, spirit. The spirit's what we're born with. The mind is what we think, and the body is what we live in. So, Sharon, yeah.
I wanted to say, every body has a daily need, a daily requirement of different nutrients, minerals, things that science hasn't even looked into yet, phytonutrients, inflammatory compounds, detoxifying agents, and every single day, your body needs those bills paid. If those bills don't get paid, the service has been shut down. And there are people who have never paid their bills every day.
Which causes disease.
They have no idea what real health feels like. And when they start doing these programs that we use, it blows their mind. It saturates
because
the
the
body.
darkness and the heaviness and the veil lifts, or the digestion's working, or the gas is going, or the bloating's going, or the elimination is flowing. But more than that, there's energy, there's clarity, there's like almost like a high, a natural high takes place because you're clean inside.
Well, once
right?
you get rid of glyphosate and plastic and heavy metals in your body, and you start putting in antioxidants and nutrients, you're
eliminating parasites, right?
Right. Your body gets transformed, and we all have parasites.
But we want to get rid of them.
Yeah, we need to bring in the expert.
We're going to do that momentarily as soon as we set it up. So one more, we got the parasitical elimination. We've got the glyphosate elimination. We've got the balance in the nutrition. So now
heavy metals and plastic. We consume a credit card worth of plastic a week.
Is it a week?
Yeah, it's like I just taught a workshop yesterday, and everybody's sitting there drinking their water in plastic.
Out of the bottle, because that's what we do. And then there's lists of bottles and waters not to drink. But without any more ado, let's bring on the star of today's show, our guest, Carolina Teasdale. Hi, thank you for joining. Oh, you're muted. There you go.
Hi, ladies. Hi. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda,
to get to meet. Yo, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. So you're the expert in your field in helping people to detox the gut as well, which is how you met Sharon, and Sharon introduced you to me, and we keep helping each other because we're all in the same industry of health and wellness. How did you get involved with this?
So I got involved initially in this journey of detoxifying our body from heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides, fillers, binders, artificial ingredients, synthetic colors, irradiated ingredients. As Sharon just mentioned, all of us eat about a critical amount of plastic per week. And I was just mind blown when I realized that food wasn't really food anymore.
No.
So a little bit about me. I am an architect, and I worked in Beverly Hills and Santa Monica for about 9 years. And I worked with multi-use residential buildings. So I designed spaces for people to live on. And I realized that the spaces that I was designing was for very unhealthy people.
It wasn't ergonomic, nor was it comfortable for the person's personality. It was the box, but it looked good, didn't feel right or jive right. Go on. I love this.
Yes. And I always design my buildings considering nature. How can I bring more sunlight inside the building? Because 93% of Americans are indoors most of the day with vitamin D deficiency. Right. So I said, okay, how can my architecture start bringing nature inside?
Right.
And then I realized one day when I was sitting in a table with engineers, land use attorneys, all the people that we needed to kick off a building started.
With the self-assured attitude.
Exactly. And we were eating pizza with chips and Coca-Cola, talking about what kind of structure are we going to have this building made out of. And then I said, well, I'm kind of thinking about the wrong building block materials, because everybody's putting the wrong building block materials in their body. And we're spending all this money in the building, but we're eating pizza and drinking soda. And our body is the only house that we have to live the rest of our life. And that's when I had an awakening, and I said, you know what? I need to start sharing building block materials that we can actually put in our body. Mm-hmm. Because just like a building needs to have strong foundations or it will collapse, so does our body. And this is when I started to get myself educated with glyphosate and the truth of what's happening with our food supply and how
it's horrible. It's frightening.
And the more that you learn about it, the more that you realize that we're being poisoned from the sky, from the earth.
The sky, the environment, the soil, the water, everything. And I have said on the show the last few times, I bought a bag of carrots, I think in February, which I threw away in either June or something, because they hadn't changed color. They didn't change texture. I don't even think they're real carrots. I think it's a bag of imitation carrots, but we're so used to just seeing produce or whatever. We don't know what we're ingesting. Now we're adding insects to crushed insects is going into food besides the chemicals. And if people look at the bottle of Sharon just mentioned, and you mentioned people drinking water, but if you look at the ingredients on the bottled water, there's chemicals. Not all is pure water.
Yeah.
We're ingesting chemicals plus the plastic elements. So how long have you been doing this, Carolina? Because you've been helping thousands of people.
Yes, with my incredible team, we have changed over 16, 17,000 lives in the last 5 years into
That's
cleansing,
amazing.
detoxifying, and really transforming their lives. Because once we transform our gut health, we transform our life, because happiness starts in the gut, immunity starts in the gut. Everything starts in our gut. So it's so important that we press that button and we do a
Just as
gut
Sharon was
reset.
saying in Chinese medicine, how the brain and the gut are connected. It's all one system, but everybody thinks, I got a headache, I got to go to this doctor. I got a stomach ache, I got to go to this doctor. I've got a bone problem, I got to go to this doctor. Yes, there's specialties, but if we treat the whole, we become more whole. And my job on my end is to eliminate the negativity from the spiritual end, but also input the nutritional products to make people whole from the inside out metaphysically. And you guys are working from different perspectives, but altogether we have a unit. If people wanted to reach you for more information or education, or even to buy the product, where could they reach you, Carolina? Because Sharon, we'll put it out again at the end of the hour, but I just want to start.
CarolinaTeasdale.com. That's my website. Is the best way to reach me. You can also find me in social media, Carolina Teasdale on Facebook, and in Instagram, it's Coach Caro, and same thing for TikTok. And the best way is my website, CarolinaTeasdale.com.
I'm not on TikTok.
Not yet. I'm still learning all of the different. There's so many platforms. We didn't grow up with this. Everything's an app. Everything's another video. It's a lot of work.
I'm just learning Facebook. What are you talking about?
So Sharon, you've been doing this for 50 years. You're educated.
That's really incredible, because I'm not that old.
No, you're not. You just look amazing. And for some reason, space and time gave you education and wisdom beyond your years. And none of us look our age. That's because we take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
People who look geriatric or old or matronly or worn out or wrinkled or depressed, they're drinking, they're not eating right, they're clogged up from 20 years of abuse or ingestion of the pizzas and the processed foods or the alcohol. And even though most people think they're okay and in control, and they are for their lives, until they realize they're not, when they see an option like what you're offering to shift that. When you get somebody who's really depressed, or I don't want to say wrinkled, but you can tell they're intoxicated. Let's just use that. They're not healthy. What do you do in a gentle manner to wake them up to say, here's an alternative? Because there's fear.
A lot has to do with their willingness to want to change, and it takes effort. It's not, sometimes it's not an easy journey. It wasn't an easy journey for me, but, it's a lot easier to go to a doctor and take a pill.
Mm-hmm.
I have a client right now. She takes all this medication. But she's not willing to make any effort at all.
She's scared. I just watched, this is a plug, but I just got one.
She's too busy. She's too busy
to take care of herself.
She's too busy. But let me tell you something. That too busy is going to come back to bite her in the butt, because she doesn't have high cholesterol, but the doctors have put her on that. She doesn't have high blood pressure. The doctors have put her on that.
Oh my God, they're making her sick with the meds.
She's got diabetes, but she'd rather take the 3 pills than watch a video to understand what's going on. That's not who I want to deal with.
And I had the same kind of situation yesterday. Somebody came to me because her 19-year-old daughter's boyfriend died. She wanted a channeling session, but she was too busy to read my testimonials or my videos and what I've done for 30 years. And how do I know I really know what I'm doing? I said, I've been doing it for over 30 years. Before it was gauche and on radio, on social media, I've been talking about channeling since 1996. And I went on and on and on. She's going to meet with some medium at the spa she's taken her daughter to heal. I said, that's not going to help. Close your communication. If they don't want it, you can feel it and you want to shake them. And it's sad, but somewhere down the line, they will remember, or they may wake up or get the hint. My father's like what you're talking about. He was on a medication that was being treated for prostate cancer. Long story short, I've gone to the American Medical Association in the state of California, and I complained because I found out my dad didn't have cancer, but the medication made him ill. Got him off the medication. Now I'm trying to work on the back end. He's fine at 94, but meds will do more harm. Like you said last time, if we listen to these commercials or read the insert that they put in boxes about side effects, which are longer than what the actual treatment might be, something's not right. And Carolina, when you get people like this, how do you, in your groups, because you're out there promoting, how do you get the skeptics or the I know it all people that don't want what they know they want?
You know, let me just say something. We're not in the convincing business. We're in the educating business.
It is education.
And I'm not here to convince anybody. I know what works and I know what doesn't work. Here's some gold. You either take it or you don't. We have a program that gets rid of parasites, glyphosate, plastic, and heavy metals while it gives you antioxidants. If you don't get that, I'm not attached to the outcome. I'm just here to give you the information. You know, we're here to help people heal, but they have to want to. They have to want to if they don't know the value of what they're taking, it's never going to happen. So I like to get the value. How about you, Carolina?
Yes, and I agree. We're in the business of inspiring people, and we have to meet people where they are, because when we talk about glyphosate, when we talk about all these chemicals, it's like we're talking to Chinese.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't understand the properties and the toxicity in the body and the level of
8 out of 10 people, I'm finding out, blows me away, don't know what glyphosate is.
Well, they don't know the actual chemical as opposed to the what's the main product?
Monsanto.
Yeah, Monsanto. But what's the name of the product? The weed killer. I mean,
it's Monsanto.
Roundup.
Yeah, they know Roundup, but they don't know the chemical makeup in Roundup. Well, and everything's made of a lot of chemicals, but it's getting in our blood.
I'm asking everybody now. Do you know what glyphosate is? Do you know what Roundup is? The people don't know.
It's just since the 80s, though, right? It's not that old.
Well, it's been around since the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s is only 40 years, but still, it's still a newer chemical. It's still something that we're being intoxicated by on a daily basis.
Yeah,
definitely. And what I found is that most people want to change once we start talking about the problems. I ask every single person that I talk to, are you experiencing bloating, inflammation, poor sleep, chronic fatigue, hormonal disbalances, weight retention, poor bowel movements? Are you eliminating 2 to 3 times a day? And most people say all of the above. And when I connect them with those pain points, I start talking about a potential solution that is going to allow them to feel better within 10 days. And that's when they are interested. And now they're inspired to transform. But talking about the pain points is how we can get most people's attention, because people don't know that bloating, IBS, leaky gut, fibromyalgia, Crohn's, Lyme's, even autism and cancer are linked to glyphosate toxicity. Wow. Our gut microbiomes and our gut linings are being destroyed by this toxic cancer-causing herbicide, which is glyphosate. And it's a widely used weed killer that is found in 75% of the foods that we eat, 90% of beer and wine. It affects crops with genetically modified seeds, GMOs. Everyone knows about GMOs. And it's also used as a drying agent on crops like wheat, oats, and barley.
Everywhere.
What happens is that these plants absorb these chemicals into their cells. They cannot be washed off. It cannot be cooked away. 90% of Americans have this chemical present in their bodies.
Because we ingest it and then it gets into our body, even though we try to eliminate it, wash it, whatever. It's in its own cellular structure. It's our job now as humans to eliminate from our cells and organs.
Exactly. I mean, I see on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, I see people trying to wash it off with baking soda and alkaline water.
Oh, there's all sorts of gimmicks or hacks or whatever they call it today. Yeah.
Exactly. You cannot wash it off. You cannot cook it away.
It's
embedded within the
Let me ask you a question then. These products that you're talking about in this one program, as opposed to something Sharon and I were discussing earlier with a different program, what's unique in one of these or a couple of these products that make the body react? What's I don't want to know what all ingredients are, but what's this company created that's so phenomenal to help detox?
It is amazing because we have this exclusive formula. It's a proprietary formula of us. It's made 100% out of organic natural ingredients, and it has proven the ability to remove glyphosate and support a healthy gut effectively with only 2 capsules a day. And within 6 weeks is medically proven to have a 74% reduction of this herbicide glyphosate in our gut, and also 75% reduction in the inflammatory biomarker, which we call the C-reactive protein. And we also have proven with this formula a 35% increase in the gut immune response. Is in food sensitivities reduce drastically. I come across so many people that can't eat tomatoes, they can't eat chocolate, they can't literally eat anything. Right. And I always tell them, your sensitivity is a glyphosate sensitivity. It's not a food sensitivity.
That's part of it. It's part of it because there's other issues. We've gone through this where when you get a certain amount of nutrients within the body, you can't eat the tomatoes or whatever you might be allergic or reactive to. It's not just the glyphosate. There's other elements, but that's one of them. I agree.
Exactly. And this formula is incredible because it's certified by the Detox Project as a gold standard glyphosate detox product. And it's beyond non-GMO. It's the world first anti-GMO product that you're going to find out in the market. And it flushes glyphosate from the body. It supports the gut bacteria. It strengthens the gut lining and the function of the gut. And it also protects the digestive tract from future GMO damage, because we're going to be exposed to glyphosate every single day, even if we cleanse in it every day. So we have to do it on a daily basis. Right. We have to detoxify, repair, and nourish our body on a daily basis.
But you can make it sound like, and I think this is where people get overwhelmed. I know myself, when my box came, I freaked out. Oh my God. And a friend of mine who I just got into the box last week, he was like, what am I going to do? And I took them, like Sharon took me and you took me. And I took one over here and one over there. And I started to look at each for the products. And then I figured out, okay, do this in the morning, do this in the afternoon, do this at night. And it's so simple. It's maybe 3 minutes of my life a day. And what else am I doing at that time? I'm feeding my body, folks, and you can feed your body too. If you contact Sharon or Carolina or me after the show, we want to help you achieve this clarity. I don't know how else to say it. It's a spiritual awakening in the body where a lot of the negativity and noise in your brain is going to quiet because you're feeling better and getting rid of certain foods that cause depression and anxiety. Queen Blue, you will get the information for us after the show, whether it's Sharon or me or Carolina. Carolina, while Queen Blue is listening, I'm going to type it into the chat, and
they can just contact me and I'll.
Okay, let's do Sharon. All right, say your website or your email. It's living.
I'm gonna.
You want to type it in?
Yeah.
I want to add something,
sure.
Dr. Linda. So we have to pay the farmer or the pharmacy. Our money, it's going to go somewhere at the end of the day. And the truth is that when we support the farmers, we are supporting future generations to come, because our food is only as nutritious as the soils. Corporate America is overfeeding us, malnourishing us. A lot of us are eating dead food that is actually creating more damage than good. And you talked about 3 minutes of your life.
I know. I looked at it. I thought, what am I worried about? It's going to cost me more just to put a pot of coffee on, which I don't drink anymore. But you put this in the blender, you drink this, you pop a few of those pills, and you get on with your day. The pills,
exactly.
by the way, are amino acids, people, that in 23 minutes is in your bloodstream, and it's all vegan. Go ahead.
Yeah, Americans are looking for convenience. The easier it is, the more that they're going to commit to. This is why the lines at McDonald's, at KF Chicken, and all these restaurants are always full.
But it's also filled with chemicals in the bread and the meat and the food, and people don't realize they're also they're in an addictive cycle because of the sugar and the processed elements that make them crave to go back to buy more.
And then they come home and they shove it in a microwave, which changes the molecular structure of food. All these young kids are using microwaves.
Yes. And the beauty about the program that we're doing together is that it's convenient. It's designed for the busy entrepreneur that doesn't have time to go to the farmer's market 3 times a week and juice. Wash the juicer,
That's a great idea. That's a great point, because I was thinking about that yesterday when I blended, and I thought all of the ingredients I would need are right here, healthy. Yeah. I have left the green protein. I'm in favor of the berry protein. It's got a higher protein content. I feel more balanced. People, there's so many products to choose from, but you would start with a package, which Sharon will help you with, or Carolina or me. And you figure out what your body wants after the first 90 days. I thought those 90 days for what, 70 of those days. And that's not working right. And all of a sudden, something clicked last week, and Sharon said, Linda, it's 90 days. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, they know what they're talking about, and we know what we're talking about. We want you to know what we're talking about. So contact livinghealth24@aol.com, and you will reach Sharon, or you can get me at Dr. Linda at lindasalvin.com. And Carolina, give us your email again.
My email, they can fill up a form in my website, is carolinatesdale.com. And that links directly to me and my phone, so I can respond immediately as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, and 90 days is really the key. You know, in Chinese medicine, there's a saying, a month of healing per year of trauma. So expecting to have a quick fix is part of this American thing that I call the trap of instant gratification. People want instant results. They want everything instantly. They want food now, right? They want the drive-through. They want the food now. We want everything now. And when you come,
you made a good point there, Carolina, because I get obsessed looking at all the keto pictures on Instagram, and I think, oh, they went from this size to that size in like 2 weeks. Oh, you can lose 20 pounds in 14 days or 28 days if you just do this. Well, I've tried it and it didn't work, because not everybody can be keto adaptive. Other doctors say keto doesn't always work and it's too much high fat, even though the fat's supposed to be good. And after a while, everybody's got a plan, everybody's got a purpose, everybody's got something that works. It all works if you work it. But like you said, we want clean, we want effective, and we want results.
And we want sustainable results.
Yeah.
For a long period of time, because all the diets work as long as you're in the diet, but that's not sustainable. And
no, it's not lifelong. You're right.
Exactly.
This will feed the body.
Yep. In the long term, it starts to throw off our hormones. And the truth is, for the weight to come out, there's things that need to come into place, like the kidney, the liver, the digestion, the hormones. There's a lot of things that need to be.
I mean, it doesn't work in a week.
Yeah, those things need to be fixed. And then losing the weight, it's a bonus when the body gets in a balanced state. And in this program,
right.
Exactly. This program that we're talking about, it's made so easy and so convenient. We have superfood nutrition twice a day, and we have a sartar cherry before bed, which is a natural source of occurring melatonin. Most people are not sleeping. Yesterday, actually, with Sharon, we met a lady that owns an organic mattress store. And I actually wanted to ask her how many hours of REM sleep actually people sleep on the mattress, because most people are not sleeping.
No, but with the cherry juice or what, it does help. Let me ask you a question. And how long have you been doing this program, Carolina? And what were some of the results you saw in your own body? What are your changes that you can tell somebody, this happened to me?
Yeah, so I've been taking this program for about 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
And for me, I suffered of depression and anxiety and panic attacks. My whole life, I used to cry myself to bed every single night. And I had the worst thoughts. I felt lonely and always depressed. And I had no idea that my depression was linked to glyphosate toxicity in my gut.
It's also sugar and carbohydrates. It's sugar and carbohydrates will cause a lot of suicidal ideation, depression, anxiety. It's the same thing. It's not just the glyphosates. I'm going to have to disagree with you there, because it's more, which is what I don't want people to think it's just the one chemical. It's a whole combination. But food, sugar and carbs, alcohol, go on.
But one of the things that glyphosate does is it destroys your serotonin in your gut. And that's your happy hormone. Correct. So it is a major
And this balances the hormone, but just like with the cell phones, it's the dopamine that gets hit.
Yeah, I always had a very clean diet. I grew up in South America. We ate from the farm, fruits and vegetables, and really good grass-fed meats. So I had a pretty good diet my whole life. We grew our vegetables. I climbed the trees to pick up my peaches and my apples.
But were the plants and vegetables still treated in order to grow properly?
So I grew up in the mountains in Córdoba. It's in the center of Argentina. There's literally nothing there. So my family owned a farm and we grew everything ourselves. And we never used pesticides or herbicides, none of that stuff. And I always felt really good until I moved to the United States.
Yeah, welcome to our world.
When I moved to the United States, I started to get depression. I started to get depressed. My dad gained like 50 pounds. My sister started to develop panic attacks. Everything transformed when we moved to this country because we started to eat the American standard diet.
It's dark.
And what happens to people that eat the standard American diet is that they get the standard American symptoms and diseases.
Oh, when I've been in Europe or I've been in Japan or I've been in Thailand or Canada, it's so different, very clean. You come back home or here and it's almost like we're in a little black bubble. And this is what we do. We have to find what we can do to be like the outside world within ourselves. You're right. There is that transformation.
I hear it all the time. People don't eat gluten here, but they can go to Italy and they can have gluten and cheese and eat so much more.
Is it because the food is different there, Sharon?
Well, they don't have glyphosate in Italy. So Caroline and I went to an Italian restaurant last night. We actually had a gluten-free pizza. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, and the food. I mean, everything that they get, all the pastas and things is from Italy. It's totally different. It's totally
different. It's not processed like we have here. It's just the American culture is different. It's just different.
Yeah, a lot of countries won't even take our wheat because it's been, because contaminated.
Exactly. So for me, once I started to do this transformation journey, within 6 months, I felt that my anxiety went away. I started to become more happy. I completely radical transformed my life. I got married. I started a new business and now I barely even cry. I'm not depressed. I'm a go-getter. I'm a leader. And my whole life changed once I removed that glyphosate. So for me and my experience, once I removed that toxic chemical from my gut was able to rebuild serotonin, which, as Sharon mentioned, is the happy hormone. And over 80% of our happy hormone gets made in the gut.
And how many people are on antidepressants trying to add serotonin or boost their serotonin or dopamine? And everybody's trying the fix and it's not working. And one antidepressant needs another antidepressant to complement the other chemical imbalance. And people are just intoxicated with chemicals until they take it all away. I was huge into medications for years. So I went through my own sobriety and detox and got rid of everything and stayed healthy. It's hard because we're fed all this. I was saying earlier, I was just watching the last 2 days on Netflix, the whole documentary on, it's called Painkiller, which was the whole documentary on the truth of bringing down the family who created oxytocin and the addiction and all the people that died and what happened with the government. I mean, I remember the story, but here now it's out there. And if people are taking drugs, medication, and why they're addicted, why you can't stop eating hamburgers from a certain fast food joint versus M&Ms from another store, everything's got an element that could become addictive, which causes more inside the body, which is lowering the serotonin, which is causing more of the depression. It's this whole cycle as to what's causing behavior. We're here to help inspire and educate ways to get out of the wheel, get off the wheel. Yeah. Sharon, when you got onto the product this year, you were calling every day because you were ecstatic and you were losing weight and you were high. Now that you're 4 or 5 months down the road, what can you share about your growth and how exuberant, because your skin is beautiful, you're shining, your skin's more clear. Yes, I have something, Queen, call me off there.
You don't know where you're at until you've reached another level, and you can look back and see what you really were. I thought I am in great health, but it's a level. You climb 2 steps, you go down 1. You climb 2 steps, you go down 1. So it's a constant. Health is, as I said, it's your body.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, it really is. And I am so much clearer now. My brain, I didn't realize how foggy my brain was. It's mind blowing. Plus, I feel fantastic. I'm getting, I do Pilates 3 times a week. I'm getting more out of it, and the aminos.
Your energy is back, and you're motivated again. Because there was a time where you were kind of more in limbo, right?
Yeah, I would say that, but it definitely help my memory. It helps my performance, my outlook.
There's a positivity, there's an exuberance, there's a motivation that takes place. I was going
to say, I like to get an extra boost every time I take the aminos. I go, this is incredible for my muscles, and it's helping. And every time I take the glyphosate one, I'm getting rid of glyphosate, and so and when I take the superfoods, I'm telling so that I'm reinforcing what I'm getting.
Yeah, your cells and your stomach, all the organs and tissues. Yeah. Carolina, I want to go back to you for a second. So I found like the Relax program, or the pack, is my secret. That's been helping me a lot. There are so many. I've tried a ton of products out there. Now I'm sleeping. I can't do the liquid cherry apathy. Well, how do you pronounce it? I can't.
Cherry.
It's okay. We don't need to.
I can't take it, but I found the secret in the capsules with the same ingredients, and it's working beautifully. So people, if you're listening, watching, you want information, what are we talking about? There's Sharon, there's Carolina, there's me. We're on a new high because of a new cleanse, but it's not the cleanse, and it's not the lemon and cayenne and water for 20 days. No. This is real nutrition. This is vitamins, minerals, it's proteins, it's pre-digested protein. There are fruits, vegetables, anything you can imagine in these formulas that if you stop fighting and kind of like go, okay, let me just give it a try.
Yeah.
It will start to work, even if you don't think so, because I fought it. I am telling you, I try everything. It's like, oh God, here goes another one. I was out to dinner last night and we had a baked potato. I didn't even want it. I don't crave certain foods anymore. I'm like, what? So the weight will start coming off because the craving or the desire for certain things isn't there. I would rather go have my drink, the protein, just get it in. I don't need to eat as much, which is what Sharon was doing at the beginning. Yeah. What, you lost 10 pounds immediately?
I lost 8 immediately.
All right, well, it's close.
That's me. I just lived on this for.
Yeah, most people can't do that, but when you get serious, you just go for it. Sharon had me on a liver cleanse, 5 years ago, and I said, I hate this. There's nothing going on. Okay, so we go to another company, and then, this I love. Let's do that. No, I don't like this. People like Sharon, people like Carolina, and people like me, folks, look for what's best. We're not out to market the world. We've been through what you go through, trying to find the solution for your body. The reason we put together this show is to teach you what 3 professionals in the health industry have gone through over 40 years of life, and we have found a solution for you. If you want more information, email livinghealth24@aol.com, which is Sharon Winters with a Y, or Carolina Teasdale at carolinateasdale.com and her website. And I'm Dr. Linda at lindasalvin.com, or go to my website, lindasalvin.com, where you can get your sessions or the candles or the nutrients or just whatever you need. I can get you to them as well. So we all work together. And you're going to find that your communication to others is a little less fearful or stressful, I guess, because that anxiety, like Carolina was just saying, it goes away. You're not hiding behind a depressed, anxious mask or a feeling of jitterness or the judgment, that social anxiety or whatever fear it seems to be helping it diminish because the nutrition in the body making your mind, body, spirit work, correct?
Correct. And actually, Dr. Linda, you just mentioned fear. Fear is a low vibration, and the vibration of the foods that we eat create the vibration within our body. And I am Italian, so I come from a lineage of anger and fear, and I had to work through releasing those emotions from my body because those emotions get stuck in the tissues.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're eating all these low vibration foods, we have a low vibration energetic body, and the quality of the foods that we eat equals to the quality of the life that we live.
Yeah.
And I've noticed as I start loading my body with this high vibration foods with lots of life force energy from nature, from the volcanic
Then you're going to start
soil,
attracting it all.
I started to raise the vibration of every single one of my cells. And I started to release that anger, and I started to release fear and actually create more trust and start to create more self-love, because now I start to feel better with myself,
because you're loving your body enough to feed it properly. And if you're feeding God's food to God's temple, which is us, it's the temple of the soul, the body is the temple to the soul. We want to take care of what we see on the outside. We judge, oh, she's pretty, she's fat, she's thin, she's blonde, she's whatever. We've all got our emotions, but inside we're all the same. And that's where it all starts. In order to present on the outside, we got to fix the inside. And that's what I've been working with people for 35 years. And each of us in our own professional genre, this is what we teach people. So we only have a few minutes left before we're going to sign off. Go ahead.
So to add to what you're saying, Carolina, when you put in a high vibrational food, the lower vibrational foods leave you from an organic sense. So the person who was smoking cigarettes, once you start filling your body up, the desire for smoking will start to leave you from an organic place.
Or coffee, or alcohol, or chocolate, certain addictive.
Yep, I mean, look at all these addictive things that we have done to our bodies, from alcohol to drugs to smoking, all of that. It takes away from our spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Our this is our body temple, and it needs to be respected. And everything that I put in, I want it to be good, to be respectful of what I've been given.
And it helps to extend our longevity, hopefully, because we're taking better care of ourselves. Just because you feel healthy or the blood test is fine doesn't mean you're not going to be ill. I lack love somewhere.
And occasionally a little gelato at the end of it.
Yeah, once in a while, if you can tolerate the sugar. Yeah. We got 2 minutes left, everybody. What would you like to say to the listener or viewer in conclusion? And Carolina, we'll bring you back next month if that's okay. I think it'd be great to re-up it, and then we'll see where we are, and we'll find another aspect where we might concentrate on a certain product or something. But go ahead. How would you?
Yes, my last thought is, in order to win in the outside of our life, we first must win in the inside. We need to go inside. We need to take a look at our thoughts. The foods that we eat, it's proven that it's directly related to the thoughts that we have. So if we want to elevate the vibration of our thoughts, we need to bring high vibrational foods into our body. And once we start winning on the inside, we win on the outside. We get better jobs, better relationships, better opportunities. We start attracting the things that we want because we attract who we are.
Exactly. Thank you. And Sharon, what are your final words for today?
So what you're saying, Carolina, it's an inside job.
Yes.
In everything. It is an inside job. And no matter what you want in life, it's not outer. If you check,
stop facing the outside world. It's always from the inside out, and then it all starts to fall into place.
So
mind, body, spirit.
Every morning I check in and see what's going on with me.
Or otherwise you're going to check out because of the toxicity. I want to say thank you to Carolina Teasdale for joining us today, and Sharon Winters every Tuesday right here on Dr. Linda Salvin Transformational Tuesday.
Next week is a phenomenal.
Dancing with Water. Go ahead.
MJ Pangman is coming on. She's one of the world's leading authorities on water. So if you have a question about alkaline water, structured water, any kind of, she's the answer. And her website is Dancing with Water.
And we'll have that next Tuesday. So everybody come back next Tuesday, give a little Subscribe on the Dr. Linda Salvin YouTube. Our links will be on our respective sites and pages and walls or whatever we do on social media. And I want to thank everybody. So Rebel, let's take us out with the outro. And one more time, you got Carolina Teasdale at carolinateasdale.com. You got Living Health 24 at AOL.com. You got me at lindasalvin.com. Have a great, healthy moment, people. It's your life. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Transformational Tuesday. You can reach Dr. Linda at 888-509-1077 or at lindasalvin.com. And Sharon Winters at www.wintersway.com. That's Winters with a Y. Or email livinghealth24@aol.com. Need a breakthrough of your own? Ready for answers or insights nobody else has? Reserve your own one-on-one in-person chat. Dr. Linda isn't just for other people. Dr. Linda gets results for you. And it's easy. Contact details are on screen now. Just click on lindasalvin.com or call toll-free 888-509-1077. That's lindasalvin.com or toll-free at 888-509-1077.